Joker. So this is going to be a fun one. I'm not doing them in any particular order. I happen to be near the Chinatown area. So the first location is probably one of the most minor ones. No one really, I guess if you were to not include a location in your list of Joker locations, this could be one that you would leave out. It would not be that big of a deal. So right here, about this angle, I'm kind of in the road though, so I won't be able to go back as far as I want, but I'll widen it out here. Right there, right here was where the newsstand was when Arthur, and I forget, terrible with names, his neighbor that he goes on a date with, or maybe he imagined it. There's theories on what Arthur is actually doing with her, if it's even reality or if it's just in his mind. But anyway, his neighbor, they are walking back or whatever, and they're coming this direction. Right here. That's about the angle right there. And here was where the newsstand was. And they're walking right here. You can see, actually, I think it's this line that her feet are stepping over. And Arthur's right here coming out down onto the road. That's it. It's just like a shot of them, I guess, walking to wherever they're going next. But newsstand right here, it covers this, but you can see that right in the background when you add the shot in. And this, they had the fake arcade game signage here for the fake facing. So that obviously is not an arcade place, but that would have been there. You see that? This is the New York Public Library, the Carnegie Square branch, New York Public Library. It's not the New York Public Library that you see like in Ghostbusters, but it's one branch, I believe. Anyway, the shots here, the newsstands here, you can see that, and then you can see the very corner of this window right on the, after the newsstand ends. That's it. This is the first shot for Joker. We're moving on to the next one, which is where Joker's running under the archway after he just shot the thugs in the 9th Avenue subway. So we're going there next. Alright, so this next location brings me down in lower Manhattan near like the Wall Street and the Wall Street Bull and all of that, right? Right here. You should recognize it immediately. Right there. That's about the frame. It actually hides the actual real life address. It's kept out of frame. This is called the 20 Exchange Place. This is on the corner of William Street and Exchange Place, Lower Manhattan. And this is where, I believe, yeah, this building here to my right acts as a Gotham bank right there. And there's again, Arthur's neighbor is going that direction and he's following her, and then there's a shot of him right there. That's pretty much it. It almost looks exactly like it does in the movie. You can see this in the background. Of course, they have that color grading and all that they show in the film that kind of gives it more of a darker, like maybe even a blue-gray tone. That's it. This is pretty much all there is to this location. I don't think we'd see any interiors, but this is basically it. So moving on to the next one. Okay, this next spot here, pretty cool spot here. Arthur just kills the couple, 2 or 3 thugs guys in the subway. He's running for it, right? He comes through this archway. The shot is, looks like it's on a crane, the way it moves, but it's right in the center of the archway like this. And you can see if I can focus on it, right there. lot more cars parked here in real life than there are in the movie, of course. You see that skyline in the background? There it is in the movie. Arthur running right through here. After that shot, there's a cut on the reverse direction, and it's like this. If you get the top, it's really low. You get the top of the arch there, and you got Arthur just plummeting his way through here. Kind of like that. The camera might even lift up a little bit. You see him running that way, and then it cuts again. And now we're through the arch. You see more of the skyline past the trees. You see this fence here, you see the stands, and he's basically just running down the road, right? Then there's a cut, and you don't know where the cut is, but it's geographically correct. He's running through the archway, through here, cuts, and he's just trying to find hiding spot. He's trying to hide, right? So what better place to hide, I guess, in a public restroom? And in reality, there are public restrooms right there. Right? And that's where he turns. So we're going to go there next. He goes down here, makes it right into there, and then you have another cool set of shots that show him finishing his run. He enters into that restroom right there. So we're going to go there right now. Alright, so once Arthur comes out of this archway here, there's the beautiful, what is it, George Washington Bridge or Joe Washington Bridge. Once Arthur runs out of here, you see him running here, and then there's a cut, and he's turned somewhere. You don't actually see the turn, but I can tell you right now, the turn is right here. And he makes his way to what is in real life public restrooms, which this gentleman here is making his own public restroom right there. But anyway, this is a real life public restroom right here, and he goes right into that door. Now I'm going to give you some perspective here because the shot's actually from this angle. About right here, you can see this tree, you can see this fence, and Arthur, I'll bring in the clip to show you the then and now, or the about right here. You see Arthur running this way. Boom, there he is right here. There's the tree, there's the fence. It's a low angle up like that. I think you can still see the bridge here. Boom. And then cut to this angle. And it stops right here. It's a night shot, so you can't really see the min sign. But you can see this, and there's a light here, which could have been a movie light. Could have been provided by the production for the lighting of the scene, but there's a street light here. He runs up to this door, it's closed, or you can't tell because it's dark, and then cut. The next scene is he's actually in the restroom, and that's when we get the, what do you call it? It's like it's a dance that he performs. He just murdered two, three thugs, whatever, in the subway, and he's feeling good about it. And so he's kind of just letting it out. And he's dancing in front of the mirror, So I'm pretty sure the bathroom that they used of him inside was a set, because this is actually a tiny restroom, and it's filthy. Like, unfortunately, the locals have not kept up with this thing, and they have it's all stopped up with piss and feces, and I'm not even going to step in. I'm breathing through my mouth because the stench is terrible. But I just wanted to show you the inside of this thing, because so you can compare to what we see in the movie. There's obviously no mirror, because there's a mirror in the movie when he's dancing like in front of a mirror. It seems like it's bigger. This would have been the bathroom that he would have went into, the real life bathroom, which is whoo, it stinks. It's filthy. It's all clogged up right there in the urinal. All that is piss. Ugh, but the gang. This would have been the bathroom, but in the movie they're like, we're gonna make our own. This is what he would have ran into right there.
You know, when I go over there, I leave that neat, clean. I never do anything wrong. I bring my own paper, my everything. They can do the same. If they can get a job, they can get a dollar to buy a paper.
I'm sorry, man. No decency. That bathroom is usually working?
Huh?
That bathroom is usually working? It's usually a good bathroom?
The bathroom usually work. The only thing is the unit. Because they see the water is not going down. So don't go in there. Wait for the
Yeah.
They ain't gonna do nothing. Don't keep throwing urine in there.
Yeah. All right, so this next location brings me to 9th Avenue and 38th. Sorry, the 9th Avenue and 39th Street intersections. Well, the station. And this is the, right below me, down here, is where Arthur shoots. He runs into the thugs on the train. You know what happens there. He ends up basically murdering the guy that's running away from him, and that was shot the abandoned lower level of this subway station, which is actually right here, which I don't have access to, but would have been filmed right there. Obviously, this is no access to the public, so those are the closest I'll be able to get to it. But it looks very much like you would see. It has just like that glowing yellow light. Some flickering going on down there. Would be cool to see, but apparently this has been closed since 1975, and they filmed also Crocodile Dundee down there. I think in like 86. So this is it. The dude probably would have been gunned down right there. Alright, this next location brings me further into Brooklyn. I'm actually near Sunset Park, right off the bay. There's the bay right over there, and that brings us to, in real life, it is the Brooklyn Army Terminal Annex building. And as you can tell, very recognizable. Yes, this sits in as the Arkham State Hospital. I don't remember exactly what's happening in the scene, but the shot is right here, just like that. And they have the signage right in there. Yes, the actual Arkham State Hospital lettering would have been right here, probably digitally added. And Arthur walks through the foreground, right in this left part of the frame, right in here, going that direction. It's a really cool building, actually, and it's a perfect choice, I think, for like an Arkham hospital. So, or what you would see in Arkham. Kind of familiar to what is it? In The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger, and that building blows up. So, well, that's it for this spot. Moving on to the next. This is actually kind of way south to toward the end of Brooklyn. Like I said, Sunset Park area, right off the bay, which is through there. So that's it for this spot. Okay, so this next location brings me to the Bronx, which is right now, and I hope you can hear me because there's a generator right here, but this right here, this wall I'm about to show you, is where the mural that you see right outside the Ha-Ha's headquarters where Joker worked at, like as a clown. So I'm gonna show you that first, and we're gonna show you more here in a bit. So right here, it's gonna be really hard to get the shot because there's a lot of vehicles in around, but here's the main reference is this AC unit you can see glowing now. It was closed at the time. And anyway, what I was saying is this is the wall. It's okay? I'm having to get permission to film a wall. So this is the wall where the mural was. You can see that, and you can see all these. I'll do a quick little, I gotta be quick here. I'll do a matchup. This is where the mural was, right here. I'm not really feeling very welcomed right here at this, so we're gonna move on. That's where the mural was. But this building here is where the Ha-Ha's headquarters was, and where Arthur worked. And this door here is the door that takes you up the stairs, up to Arthur's dresser room that we see in the opening scene of the film. And his window where the dresser, so you remember the opening scene, he's at the dresser, he's putting his makeup on, he starts to cry. Right through here, about right in this area. That's where his dresser would have been. Looking out, might even be able to kind of match that from the view, from the window from inside, right? The scene where you see Arthur coming up and down, like there's a scene he coming down, I'll bring in the clip, he comes down and he says like, don't smile or whatever, and he hits the top of that going down the stairs. That's that right there. Those stairs leading up. He told me that I could come back tomorrow around 10 o'clock and they can let me inside and I can see it all, but I just don't know if it's gonna be able to happen because we gotta fly out tomorrow and I still gotta get to Newark, New Jersey for the other shots. But anyway, this is Ha-Ha's headquarters. This is where Arthur worked. The Cloud Agency, right here, this building. And his window, right there. That's about as far as I can get. I'm not gonna be able to get inside. Also, when he's riding on the bus and he's trying to joke around with the kid, he's trying to make goofy faces, make the kid laugh. And the mom's like, stop bothering my kid. He shows them the card, proving the medical condition. All that's right here. You can see this all in the background. He's rolling down. That's it. All right, so continuing in the Bronx, this next location brings me to Anderson Avenue, which is not very far from the Joker Stairs, which we're going to next. But this is the elementary school that Sophie's kid Arthur's neighbor goes to. You might recognize that red door right there. It's all shot from the other side, just where I am, of the chain link fence right here. The shot's probably just lined it up right there. That's pretty much the shot right there, with the exception of cropping in more from the left and some more to the right. Right there's the shot. You can see the kids here and here. And there's the then clip, the then and now clip right there, Britt. Okay, so the other shot here is of Arthur, and he's like chilling, leaning up against this part of the chain link fence. His head is literally right, resting against right there. Joaquin Phoenix, in the flesh, standing, head leaning right there. Boom. And shot is kind of like this, with one of those bokeh backgrounds with the blur in the background. So you got, I'm not gonna be able to achieve that with this camera, but you see, it's kind of like this angle. You see this pole, Joaquin's right here, resting his head right there. You see that in the background. You see this building in the background. It's with that depth of field lens that focuses on Joaquin's face, blurs out that background, blurs out that building, and you see just his face, and then you see the pole right there. He's just taking it, he's just like kind of creeping. I guess he's creeping. I don't remember the exact context of the scene, but he's watching Sophie's kid right there. And so yeah, I am leaning up against right where Joaquin, boom. This is where I am. Joaquin Phoenix right there. So cool. So I'm gonna try to get some selfies, not some selfies, but some photos to some stills to kind of match up that, but that's it. I don't even know the name. I don't even know the name of this elementary, to be honest with you. We just know it's in the Bronx, and right down this road on Anderson Avenue is where the Joker stairs are and Arthur's apartment. So we'll be going there next. All right, further into the Bronx, I bring you on the corner of 167th and where are we? Anderson Avenue in the Bronx. Arthur's apartment right here. There's a big shindig going on here actually, so I don't really want to approach. I'm trying to be discreet in filming, but and not point the camera right at these guys, because you know they're smoking a little bit of the weed and drinking, and that's Arthur's apartment right there. You can see Arthur, he crosses and he enters right there. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get any steals. That's it right there. Looks all dark and Gotham-like during the filming. And today looks kind of like some type of New York apartment in real life. So we're gonna go, the stairs are actually right there. So we're gonna go, so imagine Arthur coming up the stairs and then going here and going in there. We're actually gonna do ass backwards. We're at his apartment now, and we're gonna go down and then come back up. So, Arthur's apartment right there. I think there's a mailbox that you could find, but I don't wanna like intrude, you know? So we'll see. Okay, here we go. This is the Joker stairs. Hey, thanks, man. I'm gonna go down the. Okay, we're doing this ass backwards, so we're actually coming from Arthur's apartment, going down. We're gonna come back up for the show.
You got the easy part, going down the stairs.
Yeah, right.
What's on?
He's actually not that high when they do the filming. It might even be right here, because
You can't really tell.
see, like you got the poles there. See, I was looking for this tag right here.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore. Look at these tag lines.
Yeah.
I don't see 'em.
I don't see any colors or stuff like that.
What about this? What about this blue?
Blue.
Oh, that was that. That was this light pole.
Yeah.
So his dance is actually right here. Look at that. Maybe even this next one. Yeah. Because that was blue in the movie. That pole right there to the left is that right there. So this is it right here. This is where he did his dance. Look. Check it out.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with that. Cool.
I think you're good.
All right, so we just did all our stills for the Joker stairs, so I'm gonna make my way up like Arthur does. Just for reference, this is about where, actually it's this platform actually where he did his dance, because you can see that pole is super blue in the background. Just about right there. It's an American Beauty. An American Beauty at the Joker steps. Alright, so one of our last Bronx locations for the Joker brings us to Walton Avenue and 174th Street. A lot has changed since filming, but this is our spot. This is in the film. This was a Helms Pharmacy, and the shot's about right there. A lot of real life is kind of making this almost unrecognizable. There are a few reference points that I'm going to point out that will definitely be identifiable to the location that was used in the film. So they obviously chose this because it's a closed down location. They made it to what they wanted it to be, which was at a night scene, and they called it Helms Pharmacy. So this is about the shot. You can actually see, I think, some of the building up. You can see these there's a staircase here, but there's also another one here that's hidden by this, I guess this is like, I don't know, a canopy for what was this printing shop. Let's get closer. I'm going to point out some references that'll definitely identify this location. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to bring in the screenshot. Oh, they're opening it. I'm going to bring in the screenshot, and then you'll notice that right here. So you'll notice this little area right here that's protruding out of the wall. This is actually in the shot. You can see it right there. And this would have been the door that Arthur walks in to go into the store. So of course you got that and that. Now I guess they made it to look to like it's like all of a window. But and the Helms Pharmacy was up here. Of course, none of this was here. There's this window up here that you can barely see now because of the. There it is. There. That's also in the shot. So just kind of like imagine. That's it. So another clue that could be made by, I guess you can call them fans or locals. I mean, I don't know how any other way to interpret this, but I mean, come on. El Joker. El Joker. What does that mean? The El Joker is my mom? No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, there's El Joker right there. Is that saying that this is where the Joker walked? This is his stomping grounds? I mean, how else do you interpret El Joker graffiti? Like El Joker. And they're saying this is where the El Joker was walking around, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be a really funny coincidence if it just said El Joker right there.
Exactly. So I'm trying to prove to anybody who watches this that this is more this is the spot because El Joker. It signifies it. So another shot is right here. Again, it's at night. They probably wet the grounds. It's this way, and you can see Arthur walking that way, all tired looking. It's kind of like this. The other, the big reference for that is that building out front, which is kind of covered by this cover. So we'll go through and we'll see the building once we pass this, the clearing. But yeah, this is the shot. You can see as we get through this, that building is in the background of that shot. There it is. Right there. Helms Pharmacy in the Bronx, New York. Here's another point of view above the canopy, if you will, covering. There's the building that you can see from that wide shot. That's it. There's a guy that opened up that side door there, which is where. Do y'all remember if they filmed inside? Does he actually go inside the pharmacy and there's inside?
No.
No, it's just an outside thing. I don't even remember what he's doing there. Why is he going to a pharmacy?
He has to with meds, and then it cuts to him walking in, and it cuts to him walking out with a bag of medicine.
Ah, there you have it. So this is where Arthur picks up his medication. There's many.
He's walking to his apartment from here.
Yes. Okay. So he's walking to his apartment. There, it's like not a montage, but it's a scene with some music showing Arthur and his stomping grounds, trying to get home. He's walking all down and out. This is where he gets his meds. Picks him up there, and makes his way further into the Bronx, that way, where we just came, to the stairs, then up the stairs to his apartment. And I think that was probably about a 10-minute drive in our lift. So I guess it kind of makes sense. But this is what they chose. This is what they decided to use for Arthur's pharmacy, where he picks up his meds, right there. So there's no point going in. I could probably get in if I asked that guy that's inside there. Right in there. But Helms Pharmacy, the Joker. Next up, Newark, New Jersey. We're going to go back to the beginning of the film. where Arthur is flipping a sign, and right outside of his first gig where he gets jumped, the alleyway. I heard that's closed now, but we'll do our best. And of course, the theater, the exterior theater in Jersey City, a couple spots in Jersey City, and then right on the alleyway, the alley right next to that theater is where the Waynes were gunned down, or Bruce Wayne, his dad, was gunned down right there. So we're gonna see all that tomorrow, but that's it for Joker today. El Joker. All right, good morning. This is the next day. This is our final day on the East Coast. And this next set of locations brings me into New Jersey. I'm actually standing in Jersey City right now. And this looks like it's going to be a fun one. So, the scene is the riot scene. It's at night. And we get to see the theater as the destruction and everything is going on around the city. You see the theater from the outside of the theater, and you got this really cool slow motion cinematic action shot. And this is the theater right here. So I'm going to explain how the shot works. And now that I'm here and I'm comparing it to the video, it's really incredible to see the difference in how they made the scene look compared to what it looks like in real life. So the shot starts probably about right here, and it pans over, and then across the street you see what looks to be like another theater, like some type of huge hall building, which doesn't exist. And right there, the camera pans. You've got this guy like smashing a car right here. There's like a trash can. He's in a mask. And the camera continues to pan this way. You got all this cool looking like background with lit up buildings. These signs aren't there. Here they are in real life. All of the background you see in the movie is digitally enhanced to make it look really, like Gotham-like, cinematic. So this is the real life background, which is not as cool looking, hence the altering. So camera continues to pan. You get this cool clown mask guy smashing a car here, and then boom. Now we're under the theater. Of course, it's at night. Everything is lit up, and the camera just continues to pan this way. You got people running around, and then eventually we're tracking the Waynes about right here. Bruce's dad, his mom and dad, and little Bruce this way. And then it kind of turns this way, and you can see all of this all lit up. Mr. Wayne's coming this way, and he's ducking, I guess, to get away from everything. Pans here, you see a cigar sign here that was made up for the movie, and then right here there's this guy, another clown mask guy, thug looking dude. He's just chilling right there in the corner. You can tell because you can see this, and you can see this is where he's leaning on. Again, the cigar sign, and then it holds there as the Waynes go into this alley right here. But the sequence ends right here on this clown mask guy. So then when we cut, we're now cutting to the alley, which is we have this really cool shot where the camera is mounted up here at some point, because you could see the trim of the building as the camera is looking down. There's no way I'm going to be able to recreate that shot as I'm obviously standing on the ground. But this is, I'm reaching my arm out, and I'm using the wide lens to kind of get a perspective like that. That's about as good as it's going to get. Anyway, so now we're into the alley. This sign was changed out to say like cafe bar is what you see in the movie. So you see cafe bar up there. It's a pretty cool shot. You can see obviously see the Waynes walking down there, and then you can see the shadow of the clown mask thug coming in that way. Cafe bar there. I'm gonna go down the alley, but I was waiting for it to be clear. I don't know if it's ever going to be. So you see the Waynes walking in, and now we're in the alley, and then on the reverse shot, get back here. You see the thug come this way, the clown guy, and you also continue to see the cafe bar sign there. And then this is when he says, "Hey," and then he gets Mr. Wayne's attention, and he says, "You get your fucking dessert," and he puts a bullet right into Mr. Wayne, right here. This is the approximate location because you can see this gate, this grated window right there. Obviously in the movies they make with their lenses, the alleys look wider, they look longer. This is actually a very short alley from here to there. So he guns down Mr. Wayne right there, and then there's another gunshot, and that's when he shoots kind of off screen. The camera's on Bruce, little Bruce at the time. I think blood splatters on his face, but that's when he shoots his mom, and then pulls her pearls right off of her neck, all in like slow motion. Looks really cool. All right here. So cool. I mean, it looks exactly like I thought it would, but then it doesn't, It's just so cool to know this is where it all filmed. This is probably one of my favorite shots, though. I'm up there, cafe bar. So I'm gonna recreate some shots, still shots, and then we're gonna move on to the Wayne Hall, which is the exterior of where the theater. So this acts as the inside of the theater too. So when they're inside watching the film, Arthur is in a uniform, working there or whatever. They shot that inside here, but the exterior is actually it's like a Jersey City town hall or something like that. But that is we'll go there next. I think there's like a crowd. There's a scene with a bunch of crowd out there as well, and then eventually into Market Street, where we have the opening of the movie and the final riot scene where he gets in the car crash. So we'll go there next. All right, just about a mile down. I say down the road, but there's a couple turns. About a mile from the Lowe's Theater that we just left brings me to. Okay, so this is either, I'm trying to remember, this is the exterior of the theater we just left. So this acted as the exterior, but I also, for some reason, I'm remembering that this is Wayne Hall. So it's one or the other. But anyway, this is the next location, also in Jersey City, about a mile or so from the Lowe's Theater we just left. So a number of things happened here. They had like some, I don't want to say it, I guess you could call it riots. They had a bunch of people right here, and there's only really one, if memory serves me correctly, which sometimes, a lot of times it doesn't. There's only one really shot, basically this one, from an exterior point on the front facing of the building, like this. There should be a bunch of people out here at night. That's pretty much it. We're not going to go inside. This is like this is the courthouse in real life. And here's the surrounding area. But it definitely looks very Gotham-like. So, of course, this is a good choice for a building to be used in the Gotham universe, if you will. But that's it for here. We're gonna go a little further into Jersey, into Newark, and hit up, see where Arthur spins a sign, and I actually have a sign, so that's gonna be pretty cool for pictures. And then also see where the car crash, the finale car crash, and that nighttime riot happened over there. And that'll wrap up all of my Joker locations and my trip. So we'll be flying home later tonight. And that's it. And on to the next spot. All right, we're at one of our final stops. I made it into Newark, New Jersey, on Market Street. And here is where Arthur is flipping the "Everything Must Go" sign right there. So this was Kenny's music shop. It was going out of business. They had all the signage there. I mean, this set was highly dressed to depict a completely different area than Newark. Most of the background that you see in the film is all digitally added to create what was to make it look like the street continued to go on with high rises. I mean, you couldn't even really see sky. So all of these, there's extra buildings that were added to add more depth to the Gotham look of the Gotham city, if you will. This Newark sign obviously was not there. You can see the Paramount sign on one of the angles across the street, the big wide shot, which I'm going to try to get myself with, the best that I can. But this is basically it. So you know this is a shot because you actually see this pole in the foreground. I'm bringing a clip to kind of add a then and now right there. Again, Arthur's spinning the sign here. You don't see him do it from this angle, I believe. There is this angle here. It's the wide of the storefront. Like that. There it is. You would see the Kenny's music shop right here. And Arthur's standing about right here, flipping the sign. There is my sign right there. So I'm gonna, once I find an opening, I'm going to reenact for my shots. But that's where that happened. Again, the third shot is going to be from across the street. I'm going to go and try to get that right now, actually. Okay, so here now we have more of an angle of that wide shot I was telling you about. Kind of like an establishing. Of course, it's like way up there, like maybe from like a crane. But it's kind of pointing down like that. You can see the Paramount sign there. And then all back here is where they digitally add the additional buildings, the high rises. Here we go. There's a clean shot right there. And there you go. So this guy's got one of the original Kenny's Music Shop signs. The guy that this is the inside of Kenny's Music Shop. Just gonna show it to me.
Yeah, you can get to it right from here.
Oh wow! I remember. Yeah, that's one of the smaller ones.
Came off the building. I think.
Yeah, they let you keep it.
Yeah. Well, they were giving away a lot of the shit.
That's really cool.
That's the only one I kept. I wanted the banner that said going out of business, but they had already given it to somebody else.
Wow.
You can always use that down the road. Of course.
Absolutely. That's really cool, man. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, cause I'm in like a group on Facebook that's really big into like movie props, and this stuff goes for some dollars, man. So that's
I wonder what it's worth. I never even thought about it. I just
Yeah.
I figured one day, you never know.
I can tell you right now, there's this Facebook group is literally called Movie Props, and they pay top dollar for just I mean, something like that would go for several $100s.
I'm gonna go on it. So movie props?
Yeah, I'll show you the group, and all you have to do is say that you own this place, you own this unit,
No. Well, the store.
the store. That's what I mean, like rent or whatever. Yeah, you all you get to say is that you rent the spot that Kenny's Music Shop stood in for Joker, and then you show the sign. I'll show you. Hold on. All right, so right down the road between Halsey and Broad, there's Broad. Right here is the alleyway where Arthur's jumped. And as you can tell, it's seen better days. You have this gate up here now, and then all of this has grown. This was a clearing, and look at all the trash right through there. It's really, really sad to see. It would have been cool to get in there, but this growth. Yeah, there's not really much to, can't really find an angle, but from that angle up there is probably the best they can actually tell that this is the alley. One of the tells was, I think, from the angle inside, shooting out that way, you could see this facing, the storefront facing, and then of course through there's another storefront facing you can see. But that's basically it. There's not much to see here. That's pretty much it. So Arthur got jumped down there. He's laying on the ground with his sign in a fetal position, just beaten down. And that starts our story, but that's it. That wraps up all of my Newark locations here for Joker. And I think, yeah, that's all the locations for the Joker that I got to. Of course, I didn't get all of them. There are some subway locations that I wasn't able to get to. Obviously, the 9th Avenue subway is closed, so we definitely no public access to that one. But that's it. From Newark, New Jersey, signing out. Okay, just right down the road from where I was, Kenny's Music Shop, Market Street. Now this brings me to Market and Halsey. And right here is the intersection at the very end of the film where the cop car that Arthur is being taken in gets into the car crash coming down this direction. Boom, right here in this intersection. There's a car coming this way and T-bones him. This happens right here. You got all the supporters of Arthur that are taking him out of the car. Of course, this is at night, and but here, a few references that are still actually here. So they changed this to a liquor store, I believe. All the signage was added, was dressed for the film, except this homeboy, this real life homeboy of Brick City sign. That actually still, it's in the movie, and you can see it here in real life. So that's your main reference. But so obviously I can't get into, this is a busy intersection, can't get into the middle of the street. But imagine, cars wrecked, Arthur's pulled out, he starts kind of like dancing right in the middle of the road there, and then eventually there's a close-up of him where he smears that iconic image of him smearing the blood across his mouth, forming it into a smile right here. I'd love to recreate that. But this place is, aside from it being a very busy intersection. It's really bustling, man. And it doesn't. I'll just say that I feel better that there's a lot of police officers around. Pretty much on every corner, you've got a cop. This is the first one I've seen on a horse. But down there on Market, down further in Market where I was earlier, where he's spinning the sign, there's a couple of police cops over there too. Police cars out there. So look, there's some more right there. So just kind of, be aware of your surroundings if you come out here. That's all I'll say. But this is all where it happened. It's really, really cool to be here. So.